Before I begin, let me warn you that in this video you'll hear me talking about traumas and psychological behaviors. Now, I'm not a trained psychologist or psychiatrist. I don't want to pretend to be one, and I most certainly don't want to take the place of real professionals. But what I am is very observant and insightful, and as an INFJ, I feel like I have a natural inclination to understand and peer deeper into the human mind than most. But everything expressed in this video is nothing but my opinion and my theory. So if you are experiencing any sort of mental affliction, I feel for you, I really do, because I also deal with my share of demons. But if you are feeling mentally overwhelmed with life, I urge you to seek professional help. Now let's get to the video. Hello everyone and welcome to another live protocol video. So in this video we will be diving into the personality type that most people believe not just live but thrive in their dark side. None other than the famous or infamous ENTJs. Everybody who knows about type or MBTI knows that ENTJs are a force to be reckoned with. They've been called forceful, ruthless, relentless, and assertive, among other things. This makes them natural leaders, strategic thinkers who display a forceful side when pursuing their goals. This often manifests as a persistent drive for efficiency, a direct communication style, and a high expectation for competence from others. They push their ideas assertively, prioritize results over emotions, and take charge in situations where they feel progress is slow or disorganized. While this can inspire and lead to success, it may also come across as overly controlling to those who prefer a softer approach. And this pretty much defines what people may consider to be the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the dark side of the ENTJs. But everybody pretty much knows this about them, so I prefer to take this video in a different direction. I'll instead explain the nuances or the reasons why ENTJs are the way they are, what's at the root of their behavior. And after watching this video, perhaps you'll have a different opinion about ENTJs and even feel like they can be quite misunderstood. Let's begin. To understand ENTJs, we have to dissect what lies behind their main cognitive function. For ENTJs, the main or dominant function is called extroverted thinking, or TE, or how I like to call it, the trauma of abandonment. For people who never watched my videos, I am of the belief that all the cognitive functions stem from traumas, and the way we live is we basically try to mitigate and resolve the traumas in our heads. Let's just say we do not run towards happiness. We find happiness when we are able to submerge our mental afflictions. Notice that I said submerge and not drown, and the reason why I chose a temporary outcome and not a permanent or final one is because I believe we can never get rid of our afflictions completely. We can temporarily get wins over them, but over time they come back to the surface and the process repeats. ENTJs suffering from the trauma of abandonment look to prove themselves more than any other type. Well, almost any other type, because ESTJs suffer from the same abandonment trauma, being TE or extroverted thinking their dominant cognitive function as well. The reason ENTJs are so relentless in the pursuit of success is because buried in their subconscious lies the feeling that they are not worthy, that they are not good people, like someone who was abandoned would feel. This doesn't mean that ENTJs had to have experienced abandonment themselves in their lives. It's just the way their brains are wired. They were born this way. The need to prove themselves, to show that they are indeed good enough, is staggering, and it consumes all aspects of their lives. And the truth is that the more relentless someone is in their pursuits, the more intense the trauma is. The harder you try to bury or overcome your trauma is directly linked to how much that trauma afflicts you. So all high TE users feel an overwhelming need to accomplish. That includes ENTJs, ESTJs, and to a lesser extent INTJs and ISTJs. All these types are known for being very, very driven because of TE. But none other is more driven than the ENTJ. And what does that mean? It means that ENTJs experience their trauma more intensely than others. They live their lives with an undescribable urge to achieve. And the tragedy of the situation is that they have no idea why they are the way they are. And even after they climb the ladder and find themselves on the top, it still won't be enough. Let me illustrate what I mean by giving you some examples of popular people. Let's say Arnold Schwarzenegger, INTJ, high TE user, right? NITE. As an INTJ, Arnold completely dominated the bodybuilding world, but that wasn't enough. Once he accomplished that, he focused on becoming one of the most famous and well-paid actors. But that wasn't enough. And when he did that, he became the governor of California. So he went into politics. Another example we could mention would be Julius Caesar, Emperor of Rome, who rose through the military ranks. He started in the military all the way to becoming dictator for life. Even his name, Caesar, became synonymous with ruler. High TE users are not satisfied with one achievement. There's always a taller mountain to climb or a hardest goal to achieve. And why do they do this? Because deep down they seek to be loved and accepted. They seek to feel worthy. Their need to overcome the trauma of being abandoned, even though they weren't abandoned, they just feel like that, vigorously pushes them to keep going further and further. But the tragedy of it all is that no matter how much they achieve, they are never able to fill that void. And that, in a nutshell, is the reality of the human experience. Basically, all of us live our lives trying to suffocate or overcome our traumas. So next time you encounter an ENTJ being all assertive and all forceful, strive to understand what really lies beneath the surface. Give understanding a chance. Like I always say, understanding breeds acceptance. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. That will allow us to keep making more videos like this. For more related content, please click on one of the suggested videos. Thank you for watching.